All right, hey you guys, this is Cobra Awesome, and I know I'm late talking about this. I know I should have talked about this this past Thursday, but it's just that for these past few days, I haven't been feeling too well lately. I have been feeling very lazy. Uh just needed some time to myself. I just needed a little, you know, break and to recharge myself pretty much. So I was out for the past couple of days, but now that I'm back, I want to get back on track, especially with this channel, of course. So this week marks the 25th anniversary of the better cartoon show, and that is Toonami. Wow, can you believe it? 25 years. 25 years. It started on Cartoon Network and now it's on Adult Swim. This block introduced us to anime, which was the main thing, right? We have the robot Tom. Man, it's just really mind blowing that time really flies, man. You know, I think what we should all do is go back, relive the glory days of this block, watch the shows, and just having a great time to celebrate all these years. And that's what I'm planning on doing. Okay? So my plan is that I want to go back and watch my favorite shows, especially the anime shows like Dragon Ball Z. I I'm going to do that. And I think that's what you should do too. I have to give credits to Sean Akins and Jason DeMarco, the creators of Toonami, and the rest of the crew. And shout out to Steve Bloom, the voice of Tom. And I just want to say thanks to everybody that was involved with this block for 25 years. I just want to say thank you for all of the good memories, and let us see another 25 years to come. Let us see that. I'll never forget the memories, watching this on Cartoon Network. At first, like when I heard of the name back then, I didn't know what it was at first because all I remember was watching like some robot walk to his spaceship, and then he sits on his chair and then he pushes the button and he just watches the show with you. That's all I remember was the block. And the first shows that I watched was Dragon Ball Z, of course, Hamtaro, Batman Beyond, Dragon Ball, Transformers Armada, and many more of these shows. And the name, it made sense. The name makes sense. Toonami. Like, you get it? Like, Toon Na Mi. You know? It makes sense. Because of they air anime a lot. So the name makes sense. And I can see why this block is so important to a lot of you all as old school Cartoon Network fans because of how big it was at the time. And it still is popular now, but I feel like back then it was huge. Because when Dragon Ball Z first aired, that's when everything skyrocketed, okay? Like that show became the highest rated show on Cartoon Network. It was huge. That Dragon Ball Z was huge on Cartoon Network at the time. It really was. And I'm sure all of y'all remember coming home from school watching those shows. And if it wasn't for Toonami, I never would have gotten into anime in the first place. I never would have heard of Gundam Wing. I never would have heard of Rurouni Kenshin. I would have never heard of Yu Yu Hakusho, Outlaw Star, Sailor Moon, uh, One Piece, and Naruto, and these other shows. Like, I never would have heard of these shows if it wasn't for this block. Because back then, um, I would watch these random cartoons, from Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, and Disney Channel. And when I saw, like, Pokemon, like, because Pokemon was my first anime that I watched before I got into Dragon Ball Z. And at the time, like, I didn't even know that Pokemon was an anime. Like, I didn't even know what, like, anime was until years later, until I was a teen. Then I know what anime is about. So I didn't know this stuff back then. I was young, I was a kid. But now, years later, I know what this stuff is. But it's like when you're a kid, you don't know too much of these things. It's like when they show you these things, like, you don't really understand it too much. And then when you look back at it years later, now you understand. Um, and let's not forget Peter Cullen, the voice of Optimus Prime. He did the voiceover promos. Remember those days, like when he would say something like, "Don't miss an all new episode of Dragon Ball Z tonight at 6 only Toonami." I'm bad at these voice impressions, but you get what I'm saying, Oh man, I miss Peter Cullen as Optimus Prime, and especially with the voiceover promos he did for Toonami. Um, and this block, it started at the right time, back when Cartoon Network was, you know, was in their prime. They were the best place for cartoons, and they sure were the best place for cartoons, and it was mainly because of Toonami. Because let me ask you guys something. What was what was the thing that you mostly watched on Cartoon Network? What was the most watched thing you watched on Cartoon Network? I want you guys to post a comment down below. And what was the most what did you watch on Cartoon Network back then? What was your favorite show? And what was your favorite block that you watched? And if most of you guys say Toonami, then I was right. Because I know that if you guys think of Cartoon Network back then, what is the first thing that pops up into your head? It's gotta be Toonami. It has to be that, because Toonami was huge. I mean, yeah, sure, we had like the other blocks, like the Acme Hour, Cartoon Network's Cartoon Theater. Uh, well, what else we had? We had Boomerang, but that was a classic cartoon block and stuff like that, and it got its own channel. Um, Cartoon Fridays. Yeah, we had these other blocks, but nothing could touch Toonami. Toonami was the number one best programming block, like, for kids television. And the shows that they were airing, it was mostly anime. And some of those anime shows, they weren't for kids. They weren't for kids. Like, if like Outlaw Star, I don't know how they were able to, like edit these new, like, all these um adult humor parts of it. Like I don't know how they were able to edit it out. Like I don't know how. But Outlaw Star, uh, in Dragon Ball Z, they had to like cut out blood and stuff like that. Uh, it's crazy because it's like all day, like when you watch a Cartoon Network, you watch like these shows like Looney Tunes or Dexter's Laboratory, or you watch um Foster's Home, or whatever show you're watching, and you notice that these shows are funny, innocent, and goofy and stuff, right? But then when you watch like um the show like Dragon Ball Z, for example, and you see in all the violence, like it's not it's not innocent, bro. This is crazy. Like this is a real like dark show that you're watching. This is not your daddy's like cartoon. Like this is because our parents grew up watching the Flintstones, Looney Tunes, the Jetsons, Popeye, and all of these cartoons. But we 90s kids, these were our shows, you know? And we may not know what anime was back then because we were too little to understand. But now as adults, we do like understand what this is about. We do. So as I said, we should all go back and watch our favorite shows on Toonami, relive the good old days from this block, talk about our memories. Yeah, happy 25 years. Wow. It was canceled on Cartoon Network and it came back on Adult Swim. And this block continues to live on. It's insane, you know? So anyway, that's it for this video. I want you guys to post a comment down below. What was your memories with Toonami? What was your favorite show on there? I want to hear all about it. So that's it for this video. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video. But we should all take the time to go back and really relive these good old days of this block. We should all do that, man. You know, because this block means so much to me. Uh, and we cannot forget the inspirational speeches that Tom gives you, like the motivation speeches, like never give up, just keep going, don't fear failure, and all that good stuff. Yeah. All right, so take care, guys. Bye. We won't be intimidated by criminal threats.